Regular Freeholder meeting of November 6, 2019 at 6:30 p.m. Call to order.
Freeholder Fantasia. Here. Freeholder Graham.
Here.
Freeholder Hertzberg.
Here.
Freeholder Patillo will be absent this evening. Freeholder Director Yardley.
Here. Let's stand, have a moment of silence. Okay. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Public statement.
Pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, Public Law 1975, adequate notice as defined by Section 3D of Chapter 231, Public Law 1975, has been made by regular mail, such notice being submitted on October 28, 2019, from the Administrative Center to the County of Sussex, located at 1 Spring Street, Newton, New Jersey, to the following: New Jersey Herald, New Jersey Sunday Herald, Star Ledger, WSUS Radio, WNNJ Radio, and is also posted on the bulletin board maintained in the Administrative Center for public announcements, and has been submitted to the Sussex County Clerk in compliance with said act.
Okay. Approval of the agenda. Need a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Executive session.
Whereas the subject matters about to be discussed may be excluded from the public portion of the meeting by resolution of the Board of Chosen Freeholders as an exception to the Open Public Meetings Act pursuant to NJSA 10:4-12B, and whereas it appears necessary for the Board of Chosen Freeholders to discuss such matters in executive session, now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Chosen Freeholders of the County of Sussex, in accordance with the provisions of NJSA 10:4-12B and NJSA 10:4-13, the Board at this time enter into an executive session from which the public shall be excluded, and be it further resolved that the general nature of the subject to be discussed relate to the following items authorized by NJSA 10:4-12B as designated. Number 7, matters relating to litigation, negotiations, and the attorney-client privilege. County of Sussex versus Integrity Roofing, CWA 1032 contract negotiations. Also, matters relating to the employment relationships, personnel, state reimbursement of certain salaries. Be it further resolved that the deliberations conducted in closed session may be disclosed to the public upon the determination of the Sussex County Board of Chosen Freeholders, or provided by law that the public interest will no longer be served by such confidentiality. And be it further resolved that upon completion of business for which the Board has entered into executive session, the Board shall reconvene and resume its meeting open to the public. Be it further resolved, never mind.
Motion to adopt executive session resolution and enter the executive session.
So moved.
All in favor?
I just need a second.
Second.
Sorry. Thank you.
All right, let's go into executive session. Session.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, proclamations, certificates, and presentations. We have a proclamation, Eagle Scout Court of Honor. Bryce George. Bryce is unable to attend tonight, so I will be giving him his presentation at his Court of Honor. Certificates of recognition, 2019 Miss New Jersey, presented by Freeholder Fantasia. We have Bailey Bosman, Veronica Tulo, Justin Brooks Murray, Meadow Palata. Did I say that right, Palata?
Yes.
Polly.
There you go.
You got it.
Is she coming today?
And
No,
Grace,
she
uh,
is on her
Grace
way. I don't know if she's hitting traffic, but you
You know what, we could call her, if she comes later, then we'll just
Okay, she
segue
said
her in.
she knew she was coming. So.
Okay, that sounds good. Well, to give you a little bit of background, I had the honor of being invited to be a judge for the pageants this year. I've done South Jersey before, but never North Jersey, judging North Jersey pageants, so I love doing it. To tell you a little bit about the executive director, Heather. Heather grew up in a world of pageantry. She has over 13 years of experience in dance training and performing arts. She volunteers with Miss America organization. She started as a local judge in 2016. after she became an executive director, and she runs the Northern Scholarship Program. And a lot of people don't realize that these pageants in the Miss America organization are actually scholarship pageants. People call them beauty pageants per se, and that's kind of a little bit of a misnomer. I know I myself earned, a fair amount of scholarship money competing when I was your age back in the day, and it's a really good way to learn public speaking and confidence, and to really learn about community service. Like when I give, wait till you hear what this kid does, by way of community service as we go along. But it's really a great way to get out in the community and have young ladies become involved. But to get back to Heather, she is an advocate for early childhood education. You're a child care specialist for a nonprofit right here in Sussex County, right? So you work with low-income families and you provide outreach and resources in the community, and you mentor and coach educators to ensure that children in New Jersey are receiving high-quality experiences in child care. So you're real close, you live in Flanders.
Yes, but I work here in Newton, so.
Very nice.
Convenient.
Very nice. So, but to talk a little bit about Miss Bailey, Bailey is from Vernon, and that was exciting when I saw that on there. I went, oh, Sussex County girl, because some of the pageants are regional, where coming from different areas. So Bailey is well, why don't you come on up here?
We just started.
We just started.
She's talking about me right now.
Talk about Heather now, talk about Bailey.
Yeah.
Right? So Bailey goes to Vernon Township High School, and she has a really unique and timely platform, because we've been talking about this quite a bit. Her platform is Love Your Lungs, and we've been talking a lot about students and younger people more and more with the vaping, and it was very interesting to hear that. That's an unusual platform. Not a lot of talk about that within the pageant world. So I thought that was really interesting. Why don't you talk for a minute about your platform?
Okay, so yes, my platform is Love Your Lungs, and it's all about getting out and educating our youth on the dangers of smoking and vaping, more specifically vaping, because it's such a trend right now between our youth. It's a big motive of mine to get out and talk to them as much as I can, and as well as this, teach people what their lungs really do, because if you really think about it, every daily activity you do involves your lungs. Like, I'm a singer, and so it's really great for me to explain to people that if my lungs weren't healthy, I wouldn't be able to sing. So I can make that connection, and they can really understand how important it is to keep their lungs healthy.
So some of the things that Bailey has done, she's organized and hosted the charity event Cards for Kids, attended by over 75 people, where she kickstarted her month-long holiday fundraising campaign for CMNH. She spoke to 100 veterans to promote her social impact initiative in the Miss America organization. She built a team to walk in the 2018 Northern New Jersey Free to Breathe Lung Cancer Walk. She volunteered as a junior crew leader for 5 consecutive summers at her church's Vacation Bible School. She raised $275 for CMNH through fundraising, Quarters for Kids. She won first place for her Love Your Lungs display. She raised $650 in donations for the Lung Cancer Research Foundation, collected 76 coats for Big Brothers Big Sisters Charity Coat Drive. She's Red Cross certified in lifeguarding, CPR, and babysitting, helped 28 shelter dogs find their forever homes. I'm running out of breath here. So I don't know, what do you do in your spare time? What do you like to do in your free time?
For example, I work at a daycare because I want to be an elementary school teacher when I get older, so I'm getting that experience now before I go to college.
So you're going to be competing in the Miss New Jersey pageant. It'll be your first time, right,
Yes.
this spring? And what are you most nervous about?
I wouldn't say I'm really nervous right now because it's so far away, but I'm definitely really excited because it's going to be a great experience.
Great. Well, we wish you much luck in it. Now, I'm going to reach over and grab yours, Miss Meadow, because I wasn't sure if you were going to. Thank you. Okay. Now, Meadow, Paliata, right? That's how we pronounce it, right? Is from Ridgewood, New Jersey, which is another New Jersey town, and you are Miss Northern Lakes Outstanding Teen. So that's a different pageant than Miss New Jersey. That's kind of the junior coming up, right? So Meadow's platform issue is body positivity, and she also wants to study journalism. Right, so why don't you talk to us a little bit about your platform?
So basically, in our time right now, social media is something that's really big, and I kind of go out and talk to young girls and just the youth in general about the fake things that they can see online regarding body image and body standards, and kind of how to love themselves and feel comfortable in their own skin and confident as they grow up and go out into the world.
Very nice. Now, some of the things that Meadow has done, she organized lunches at Ridgewood Senior Group Home, former member of the Social Services Club at your middle school, Girl Scout Bronze Award recipient. You helped organize a Christmas gift drive and delivered gifts to children at an elementary school in Patterson. You are a writer for your school newspaper, and you volunteer at the Ridgewood Public Library reading to preschoolers once a week, and then you write reviews for books. So when is your pageant?
So my pageant is closer than the Miss. It's in January, coming up pretty soon. So
Right
I'm-
around the corner.
Yes, starting to get into the prep for that a lot more now.
Very nice. So again, I just thought it was just really, really important to have young people here. So many times our generation, we look at this generation and we say, oh, and we have stereotypes and things in our mind. And I think it's really great to see young people who are so positive and really tackling the challenges like with the vaping or with the distorted body images and everything's airbrushed and Instagrams. And here's really two examples of young ladies who are, defying what our stereotypes might be and really doing the right thing. So congratulations to you both. And we have certificates for you. So the first, the board have chosen freeholders. Let me grab, you're closer to me, so let me do those first. The Board of Chosen Freeholders present the Certificate of Recognition to Meadow Palliata, 2019 Miss New Jersey, Miss Northern Lakes Outstanding Teen from Ridgewood, New Jersey, presented by Freeholder Director Herb Yardley, Deputy Director Sylvia Patillo, Dawn Fantasia, Josh Hertzberg, and George Graham Freeholders.
Thank you.
Welcome. And the Board of Chosen Freeholders presents this Certificate of Recognition to Miss Bailey Bosma, 2019 Miss Northern Lakes from Vernon, New Jersey, presented on behalf of Freeholder Director Herb Yardley, Freeholder Deputy Director Sylvia Patillo, Dawn Fantasia, Josh Hertzberg, and George Graham Freeholders. And Heather, thank you for what you do. I know it's a thankless job.
Thank you for having us here tonight. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so
for your
much.
support.
Absolutely. And they also are available to come speak at schools and different events. So if anybody knows of, of anything with the health department or whatnot, we have Love Your Lungs here, so that could really work well.
Be great.
All right, so this is our favorite part where we get a picture taken with the podium in the way. So maybe we'll go in this way.
I'm sneaking in.
Should we open these? Sure.
Ready? Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you. Do you want me to explain about the other, or no? We don't have
Why
time.
don't you?
It's
Absolutely.
really short, really short. So this is 2 of 5 in our program. So because I'm a nerd and I wanted to be overly prepared, I put them on cardstock today of little description of what the other social impact initiatives and platforms are within our program. So we also have Veronica Tullo, who is Miss North Jersey. Her social impact initiative is suicide and mental health education, Healthy Futures with Heart. So she actually started a nonprofit dedicated to education of mental health and awareness of suicide. It stands for Help Educate At-Risk Teens, and she believes if we could start the conversation, we can reduce the statistics. Because the suicide is an epidemic, and it's taking over minds of our society and youth. 129 Americans die by suicide every day. So she wanted me to share that with you. Justine Murray is our Miss Northern Highlands. Her social impact is don't shut down, let's talk. It's a little longer. It's our First Amendment rights are under attack now more than ever. And her platform is to change this and to restore the free speech on college campuses where this is mostly silenced today. And then our last girl is Miss North Jersey's Outstanding Teen, and hers is Don't Be a Bystander. It's bus bullying. So she, being a victim of bullying, Grace wants to help educate parents and caregivers on ways that they can help their kids understand how to stop bullying, and if they see it, to not ignore it, and then to say something, because being a bystander, she said, it's just being a friend, and it helps the victim and be somebody's hero. So, thank you.
Thank you. And I'll give you their certificates, and it's nice to know we have 2 North Jersey girls going to the junior, and 3 North Jersey girls going to Miss New Jersey, because let me tell you, South Jersey has a stranglehold on that. It's time to break it.
Yes.
So, let's go, girls. You know, we
Thank
wanna
you
see
so
big
much.
things. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Our presentation we have now, Marvin J. Joss.
Yes, Joss, thank you, Director. Greg, Terry, thanks for having me. I was here a few weeks back, you might recall, so thank you very much for having me back. I really do appreciate that. So I wanted to run through just a quick presentation that outlines the importance of the census that's coming up on us really quickly, and the reasons why we should care about it. While that's just going to boot up, let me then start with this. So there was a really great project at Sussex Community College. There was the graphic arts classes had a contest to design a poster to promote the census. And here's just some copies of the winning design. You can listen up here for everybody. What's that? Oh, they did, right. So it's a Stanhope resident that won. And so I had good news that I just got actually this week. The New York Regional Office is going to allow us to use that in the entire region, which is 8 states.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's like an amazing job. It's a local county resident, so maybe we can talk about having her here one evening, and I'm not going to work with Terry on that. So anyway, getting right into it, I know we have time constraints, so if I'm rushing through it, it's only because I want to respect your time. Feel free to stop me, ask me some questions during it or after is fine. We do the census every 10 years. It's mandated by the Constitution, Article 1, Section 2. So if anybody says, why bother? There are many reasons, but that's one of the important reasons we need to do it. We've been doing it since 1790. The reasons why we have to get the vote, the count up, and everybody counted here in the county and statewide, as I'm sure you know, there's 435 House seats in the House of Representatives, and that doesn't change, but they reapportion that amongst the states every 10 years. And New Jersey lost a seat 10 years ago, and we lost one before that. We're down to 12 House seats in Congress, and we don't want to lose any more, correct? So if for no other reasons, we need to make sure everybody gets counted. And I'm working with organizations in the county, many of them right here in Newton, to get to where Project Self-Sufficiency has done an amazing job. Family Promise, Northwest Pathways to Prosperity, I spoke at last night. So great organizations here in the county, and we need the help of county government as well, and you're doing a great job with that. Every year in the federal budget, there's about $675 billion that gets earmarked for local programs, money that's either directed right to the county, to towns, or to the state, and funneled down. It's the things like substance abuse programs, after-school care, school lunch programs, CDBG block grant money, transportation funds to fix bridges. In some way, shape, or form, that all comes from the federal government and has the feds decide, who gets that, largely based on what your population is on the county, in the county level, whatever entity is that are using those funds. We want to make sure everybody gets counted, and that's really why I'm here. I'm the Sussex County rep. I live in the county. I think I told you that. I've been in local government for 30 years in the area, so I'm happy that they are employing local people to work in a local community. And the jobs that we have are for local people. I did want to spend a lot of time, or a little bit more time, talking about that. Real quick, everything we collect is always confidential. I don't know if everybody realizes that. I never realized it. But the data is never, ever shared with anyone, not even the federal government, not any other federal department, not local law enforcement, not ICE, not Homeland Security, nobody. It's housed on the census server with firewalls, it's encrypted, and the only thing we ever release are statistics. Title 13 of the U.S. Code actually forbids us from releasing anything but statistics. It's part of your penalty if it says $250,000 fine. This just shows where we've been and where we're going. We had people in the street, you might have heard about them already, checking addresses, making sure we had correct household numbers and addresses for every household. We're going to advertise in January. So in the upper right there, can't really read it from here, but it says there's going to be 4 ways to respond. And those are the ways there. So this is the first time we're using, we're hoping that people will self-respond. Come March, you're going to get something in the mail, kind of like a personal pin. That's going to invite you to respond to your census questionnaire online.
Great.
And yeah, and so hopefully people use that.
Well, and let me ask you
Yeah,
a
go ahead.
question. I have a neighbor that is getting letters from the census about filling out the census and asking him to respond. He's refusing to respond because he cannot verify, he said, if it's a scam, because there was a phone call to him, you know, this is the Internal Revenue, one of those things. So when you get that, when I get a question like that, who do I refer to?
All right, so the Census Bureau does like 130 different surveys. And from our standpoint, from my standpoint, it's unfortunate that one of them just kind of went out, and it is confusing people, right? So what just was in the mail was the American Community Survey. And it's a random sampling of people. And it's a much more detailed questionnaire than the regular census, which is like 9 basic questions. So if he got it, it's the right time for it. And he can always go online. If you go to the census.gov website and Google American Community Survey, you'll see an exact copy of what it should look like and what the questions should be. So he should make sure the two match. And of course, if he has any other questions, there's always a phone number there. The New York Regional Office in Manhattan covers New Jersey and 7 other states, and he should call them. But it's probably legit, but again, you know, people can't be too safe. If they don't want to do it online, if they don't have internet access, they can go to the library, of course, but you don't have to even use a computer. You can do the same thing over the telephone, automated lines. You can do it in 12 different languages right away. You can get assistance in 59 others. If you don't do any of those two, you will get the old-fashioned paper questionnaire in the mail, and people, of course, can fill those out. If you don't do any of that, then we need census takers. And we want to hire local residents. That's our #1 goal, is to hire local residents to work in the local community. So if you get hired, unless you want to drive, you know, 30 miles away, you're going to work in Sussex County. And so we really need help getting that word out. There's going to be hundreds of jobs, maybe 1,000 or more here in the county, of people to go to whole households of people that have not responded yet to any of those 3 other ways. And those jobs here in Sussex County pay $21 an hour, which is good money. They're flexible, and they fit anybody's schedule. In fact, I have some of these cards outside, but again, feel free to take these, give them to friends, family. The way to respond or to apply is to simply go on our website. It's the 2020census.gov website. It takes about 8 to 10 minutes to fill out an application, and then somebody gives you a call. But they're flexible jobs. If anybody says, I go to school, I have a part-time job, I don't have a full-time job, that's all fine. It's not going to keep you from doing this unless you don't want to work the extra hours that you call. But it fits anybody's schedule. It's designed to do that. We want to catch people when they're home, obviously. So, you know, after hours, odd hours are usually a good time to go out and do this. So we're trying to get that word out. Our local office is in Parsippany, but these jobs all work from home. So if anybody says, I don't want to drive to Parsippany every day, it's a pain in the rear end. So they're going to work from home. They'll have to go somewhere for training. I'm arranging for space at County College. So they won't have to go too far for training. But other than that, we give you a tablet, you go around, you work on it, you do it as you go. You punch in, you punch out on it. So it's real easy. It's really like a no-brainer. I mean, I tell all my friends and family, you just apply. Those are the 2 sites you have to know about. The 2020census.gov is on the card that I gave you. And that makes you eligible for all the temporary jobs. The usajobs.gov site is a good one to have. When I speak to nonprofits, I make sure they tell their constituents that all government jobs, you might know that already, all federal jobs are on that, whether you're working in the cafeteria, the VA hospital, or you're director of the Department of Commerce, you know, it's listed there. So don't forget to look at that. And all of our permanent jobs and more managerial jobs are on that site. I mean, I got my job that way, frankly, and it's the only way to get hired anymore. You have to go on that website. So those two websites are really important right now. Census Bureau, everybody that's helping with the 2020 census, they're really not current. They weren't employees like a year or two ago. So they're all new people. So it is hiring thousands of people right now. As a partnership specialist, I engage with our partners, and that's why that's my title, partnership specialist. We consider them our trusted voices. People don't always want to listen to the federal government, but they'll listen to local organizations. We supply articles, social media graphics, blurbs. Thor's been great, getting stuff up in your newsletter, on your website, keeping everybody up to date about what's going on. We do have a complete count committee that we're looking to form here in the county, and maybe I can talk a little bit more about that shortly. It's just a group of local government reps, organizations, school reps, maybe 10 people, 5 people, 15 people that work together to try to figure out a way to get the word out in the county about the jobs we have available and the importance of the census. If you're interested in our census data, go to that website, census.gov/Rome. It's an interactive map. Here's a better view of it. That darker dot is Newton, that dark circle on the right there. Every single piece of information that we collect through that American Community Survey, through the decennial census, through any other survey that we have like over 100 of them. All that data is on our website. You can click on a part of a town, you can click on a whole town, and you can see anything and everything you've ever wanted to know. That's just about 1/4 of the data. It breaks people down to the lowest levels, honestly. So anytime you look for demographic information, towns can use it for rezoning, redevelopment zones, people looking to open businesses, they can use it as well. Talked about that, and that's really it. We're on social media, and you can always contact us, but Terry and Greg have my contact information as well. So that's it, unless you have any questions. I appreciate you listening tonight. I would like to talk to Terry a little bit more in the future about maybe we can bring Emily in. She's a Stanhope resident.
And we kind of gave her the signal.
Very good, that'd be awesome. That's a big, to me, that's just, I feel great about it, as a county resident like you do. That's going to get played in New York City and all over the Northeast. She did a great job, so. And again, thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Mark.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Take care, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, public hearing, there are none. Public session from the floor.
Comments are limited to 3 minutes or less and must only address issues regarding agenda items. Please state your name and print your name and municipality on the sign-in sheet.
Motion to open the floor for public comment.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Floor is open for public comment. Step up to the podium, sir. You wish to talk?
Yeah, would you allow me to hand in a document first, because I want to be part of the record what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's right. Give it to the clerk, she'll pass it down to us, okay?
Okay, I brought 6, one for the secretary and
Thank you.
and one for each freeholder. And I don't know all the freeholders except George anymore because I've been here a long time.
Okay. If you'd sign your name.
I will, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, the point I have to make is, if I can go ahead with it at this point in time in your meeting.
Excuse me, you need to state your name.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Harry Dunleavy, 16 Price Road, Augusta, New Jersey, of course.
Thank you very much.
7822. And it's what I want to speak about or complain about. It's on page 5 and it's 13C. If it's okay at this point in time in the meeting to talk about that. Okay. I'm imploring this board not to reappoint Dan Wexler to the Technical School Board, period. She has been active in denying me work at the school without any reason given. I have even been ignored for an Oprah request for a reason. When I asked her for a reason, her filthy anger and disrespect came through. I'm a licensed mathematics and Spanish teacher and hold a degree in mathematics from the City University of New York, a master's from Long Island University, and I have about 40 additional credits in mathematics, at maybe 40 or 41, whatever. And I have been denied work at the technical school for several years. The Sussex Technical School is ranked by the state as the second worst in Sussex County. I was previously president of that board, and if the Herald is to be believed, I did a good job, period. I brought the district from 129,000 deficit to a 300,000 fund balance in 1 year. I was the only board member which voted against the firing of a teacher, which later cost the district $250,000 in back pay, and he went to Rockaway, New Jersey, and he became Teacher of the Year. And I was the only one voted against firing. I later worked for the technical school for 4 years, first for a short period as a volunteer, and then as a mathematics teacher. I wasn't regarded as a good mathematics teacher, but an excellent one, which the document which I've given to the secretary will show. The same is true for my college teaching experience when I was a calculus teacher, period. At one stage, the then superintendent of the technical school, Dr. Truback, personally visited me at the juvenile center and asked me if I was interested in taking a full-time position at the technical school as a vacancy was due, period. As the owner and operator of 2 apartment buildings at that point in time, I was unavailable. When I applied to do some substitute or whatever work, I applied to 5 other schools. 4 of them interviewed me and they put me on their list, and the 5th one put me on the list without an interview. I don't know why. I'm still on 2 of their lists, Kittatinny and the local one near where I live in Augusta in Frankfurt Township. And actually they called me this, Kittatinny called me this year because a student got injured and had to have home duty and asked me if I would teach pre-college or honors geometry, which I did, and I'm finished. And that's my point.
Okay.
If there's any question.
I do have a question. I know
Yes.
you talked a bit about your, your qualifications and whatnot, and they seem pretty impressive. You have a great letter of recommendation here. But I'm having a hard time understanding why you're sick. How has this individual blocked your ability to be employed by?
She will not say. High Point High School did the very same thing without any reason whatsoever, not a single thing. And then I applied to Oprah, and Oprah have gone after them, and they're holding a hearing on it because they refused to give a reason also, and then Oprah has taken action against them, which will be held on the 11th of this month. And as regarding the technical school, they've just refused me point blank, but I have gotten telephone calls about letters I write to the Herald about certain things I've said. For instance, I want one county school board, not 28 like we have in the county, and I've done a survey, and there's millions and millions wasted on superintendents and their assistants and the business managers and everything else. I'm Catholic school educated, but where Catholic schools were public schools, where they were for anybody, and a priest ran 6 districts. Some of them were bigger than the technical school.
So just the crux of it is though, you feel like they're not giving you an adequate answer as to why they're not being offered employment. Is this individual affiliated at all with High Point, or they're two totally separate entities? The technical school, she's on the board there.
Yes.
Not affiliated in any capacity with High Point?
No, not in any
Okay.
capacity whatsoever,
Thank you.
that I know of.
Thank you.
Did you also file an OPRA against the technical school?
I did,
You did? And
yes, and they ignored it. And probably both will take some action, I don't know when, but there are others still the way they act. But
Thank you.
I filed it, they just ignored it completely.
Just for clarification, you had a personal conversation with her? I'm not sure where the no, where she refused to hire, she's a board member.
Yes,
So,
how are you aware that it's her that's,
yeah, how are you aware that she's the one that said this, doesn't want you there?
well, one thing from what she said to me when I was in the hall at a meeting, one thing she said to me was too bad about me. I talked to the county superintendent of schools and afterwards, Dr. Lamonti, and I said, why, what's the reason? I said, I haven't done anything wrong. I had a security clearance during the first Iraq war. And she said, I can't talk about what we do behind the scenes. Then at a Democratic Party function, when I used to be active, I ran into Diane Wexler in private, not in public, and I asked her what was the reason, and that was when she blew her anger and told me it was too bad about me and whatever else, and even mentioned you have plenty of money and what do you want $90 for, and so on, monotonically. She kept at me till I walked away.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But I would like you to look seriously at this, especially in view of the point that 5 other schools have no problem, and as late as this year, did a telephone me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else wish to address the board?
Excuse me, Mr. Dunleavy. Mr. Dunleavy?
Yes?
I think you have the sign-in sheet.
Do I?
Did you take the
Oh
sign-in?
my God.
That's okay.
Sorry
Thank
about
you.
that.
Anyone else wish to address the board? Seeing none, we'll close the public session. Motion to close?
motion closed?
Second.
Okay.
In favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
The mind is on. Okay, freeholder comments. George, you have anything?
I'm gonna get into a coffee fit if I start, so.
I've heard a lot of excuses. That one good.
Yeah.
I like that one. I'm along with you. I've got the same thing. So we'll go to Dawn.
Okay, first of all, I see Dr. Connolly's here, but there's just something I want to touch on about the college. CDL classes start on November 11th. It's a partnership with 160 Driving Academy. It's a CDL for truck driving, seeking to build a skilled labor force that can safely transport manufactured goods and people. I know this is something Dr. Connolly's been interested in going back maybe 3 or 4 years and has always been pushing for this. The nice thing about 160 themselves is that they also are involved with 160 Truckers Network, which offers a lifetime job placement benefit to help secure employment throughout the driver's career. Now, why is it called 160? Because it's 40 hours a week for 4 weeks. It runs the traditional hours during the week, but if you need an alternate schedule to work, let's say you work full-time, they do have alternate schedules available. You can contact Linda Connor at the college, either call the college or via email, but it seems to be an excellent program that's really needed, and thank you. Thank you for sharing that with myself and with Freeholder Yardley when we were meeting, when we were discussing it, but it was nice to see that it came to fruition when you had your open house on Thursday. Another thing came to my attention about schooling. A gentleman had reached out from Kane Network, which is an affiliate program that gives tuition discounts. We know Kane University has a campus now in Jefferson and online, and this gentleman was interested in whether or not Sussex would like to start offering our employees 10% on campus tuition reduction, 20% off for online, and flat rate fees for veterans and active duty spouses. So anyhow, I have some information that I could forward to the entire board to take a look at, just to consider for the employees of the county moving forward. And thank you for sharing that. Terry passed that along to me when it came in for me. As far as the Arts and Heritage Council, there's a couple events that are coming up as a reminder. On Mondays, first Monday of the month, they do their social evenings, and sometimes they do needlework from 7 to 8:30. You can bring drawing supplies, and it's basically just a nice social event for people to get together. No RSVP is necessary, and you just go to the Arts and Heritage Council right there on Spring Street. And there is an upcoming gallery exhibition. That's my favorite thing about the Arts and Heritage Council. This one runs from November 23rd to December 28th. And if you're dropping off anything to be displayed, you would drop it off November 16th or November 19th. And it's called Small Works Holiday Gifts. So if you're interested in that, you can go online. And if you would like to have your art displayed at the gallery for consideration, that sounds great. And they're doing a free reception and a holiday party to view all of this on December 14th from 5 to 7 p.m. Everybody's welcome, and it's free. And if you haven't been to the Arts and Heritage Council right there on Spring Street, I really urge that you go. They have homemade jewelry in the cases. They always have something going on there. It's very social. It's really nice if, you know, now that we're moving more indoors with different activities, it's really a perfect place to go when you're in Newton on Spring Street. Thank you.
Josh?
I'll make mine short and sweet. I want to first congratulate Sylvia and Anthony, our newest, soon-to-be newest freeholder, and all the other candidates who won in this election cycle, and all the people who put themselves out there to be representatives of their constituents. I would especially like to recognize our ballot question and its overwhelming victory of us, you know, kind of already knowing what our community wanted and how they felt, but it's nice to see them get to view that, voice that, and it's obviously getting a lot of publicity. We've got a lot of calls and emails from large media outlets. We just found out the New York Times has reached out. So, you know, this is a hot topic around the whole country, especially what's happened to those American families coming from Mexico. And, you know, not that I want to paint that brush with all the people that we're talking about here, but it just goes to show that there's some bad things happening, and border security and the security of our people has to be important, and that has to come first. So that's all I have.
Yeah, thank you. Congratulations again to Sylvia Patillo and Anthony Pisano, freeholder-elect Anthony Pisano. There's a 220 freeholder reorganization meeting will be held January 2nd at 6 p.m. That's at the old courthouse. And next week, the board will be attending the League of Municipalities Conference. The November 26th meeting will be held at 9 a.m. On December 18th, it's the final freeholder meeting, and the board let our clerk know what your preference is on time for that, okay? Crime Stoppers we had active, I think we had an active year between the active Crime Stopper groups, and the funding is very well funded at Crime Stoppers. I am a member of that. It works very well when people call in, they see something happening, or they call in, it's anonymous, and there are financial rewards for that. And I attended the senior president's meeting at the Hotel Center. A lot of activity going on with the seniors. I think we have a great group of seniors, and you know, senior services, social services, you know, doing a great job. So, a couple things. Go to our website, Department of Health and Human Services. I'm not going to go through everything that's going on here, but there's a lot of activities. There's our flu clinic program. You can get the listing on there, and that's $20 if you're uninsured for that. And Medicare open enrollment, a lot of things that are on the website rather than me reading it all. Please go to the website. And that's all I have at this point. We have approval of the consent agenda.
The Board of Chosen Freeholders of the County of Sussex has reviewed the consent agenda consisting of various proposed resolutions and determined that adoption of the said resolutions is in and will further the public interest. If any freeholder would like to remove an item to be considered separately, please do so now.
Okay, a motion to approve the consent agenda, resolutions A to J.
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Freeholder Fantasia?
Yes.
Freeholder Graham?
Yes.
Freeholder Hertzberg?
Yes.
Freeholder Director Yardley?
Okay, yes. Approval of the minutes, I'm going to group the ones that I'd like to be able to, the first two. I'm going to ask for the October 9th freehold, I have to abstain on that, okay. never mind. I need approval of the minutes for October 9th. Motion to approve October 9th, 2019 minutes.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I abstain.
Yes.
October, minutes of October 23rd, 2019. Motion to approve the October 23rd minutes.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I
Executive minutes, October 9th. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I abstain. Executive minutes, October 23rd. Motion to approve October 23rd.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Appointments and/or resignations. Um,
Mr. Yardley,
Yes, sir.
I have a point of information.
Okay.
The appointments and resignations,
Yes.
the last one, C, was directly related to what Mr. Dunleavy just spoke to.
Mhm.
Is it possible to delay that till you have an inquiry before you make a
We
decision?
haven't, we haven't gotten there. And actually,
I mean,
no,
him and I can disagree about everything.
yeah, no.
In all
Just
fairness.
just to explain it, and we have the time, so we can talk. That, that actually was a good point to bring up during, when you address the board, when you can address anything, but, we'll look at that. We'll look at that.
Thank you.
Okay. Do I have a motion to appoint James Farber as a member of Sussex County Community College Board of Trustees, at term to expire October 31st, 2023?
Motion.
Herb, no. I have a question.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. So do we need a motion in a second and then for discussion? Or are we
Yep,
gonna do this?
motion, I need a second. Do I have a second? Seeing no second, that appointment dies. Okay, so please advise Mr. Administrator, the board, if there's no second on that motion, please go back to the college, the search committee.
Can we discuss that?
Sure. Oh, okay, I need a second to discuss it then,
That says so.
right?
No, I've never heard that before.
Robert's rules.
Robert's rules. Robert's rules.
For discussion?
Counselor, what's the story here?
A lot of times,
On appointments, do we discuss them beforehand, afterhand? Let's set a
you need a first and a second?
We need the first and second, don't we?
Yes.
For this appointment,
Yes.
Yes.
not to discuss appointments in general or what you're gonna do.
For this, each appointment is being handled.
Not to discuss this specific individual, to discuss the appointment
In general,
in general.
you can discuss that.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
It was my impression, what we talked about was with the college board, we were looking to find individuals or seeking to find somebody that would have somewhere in the trades background, since the college is moving in the trades direction. And it seems that the people that are coming, I know James Farber is a new appointment, Paul Crowley would be a returning appointment, but our goal was to diversify the board, and I'm surprised did not see someone trades related, I
Well,
suppose, since we wanted that level of expertise.
Okay, if I
And have
could
we
just comment,
communicated that to
if I
them?
could just comment. I'm more comfortable with us voting yes and having a vote on this. Second, have a discussion on this appointment. But if we're talking in general, my feeling is that the school has really gone through more trades. We have welding, we have automobile. I believe Morris County is sending people up to us, is that correct?
For automotive, yes.
For automotive. So we have, and we have welding, and we've really gone into a different direction. We have no one on the board. My preference is to have somebody with that type of background.
Have we communicated that to the search committee?
We have not, and it's, that's an independent board. It is an independent board, and the way we have to do that is through this process.
Right.
And I think that there is no second on the nomination, and the discussion will be taken down. And they will understand that we are looking for something more in the trades, if we could get some of that on the board. If we take a look at the diversity on the board, we do not have anybody really in the trades, any type of trades. So let's see if there is somebody out there we can, if there is not, we then can bring back, bring people back, I guess. Okay. Can we move on to B? Do I have a motion to forbid? Reappointment of Paul Doc Crowley as member of the Sussex County Community College Board of Trustees, said term to expire October 31st, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. This reappointment, any discussion? Okay. Roll call. Oh, voice vote, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. C, resolution reappointment Diane Wexler to the Board of Education, Sussex County Board Technical School for a term of 4 years, that term to expire on the 31st of 2023. Prior to taking a vote, is it the feeling of the board you want to go and ask for comment on this, or shall we just vote?
I mean, I've never heard anything about this individual in like, this is the first I've heard anything negative about this.
Can we first and second discuss it? I have-
Yeah,
I have a
let's,
comment.
okay, make a motion.
I'd like to make a motion.
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Okay. Discussion. Okay.
Discussion. I have a great deal of respect for Mr. Dunleavy. He's been here many times. Everybody who comes up to the board for the technical school is greeted with exactly the same thing. Go through the minutes in the past. They don't have enough background in math. They have blocked him somehow or another. It's been over and over again. I like Mr. Dunleavy, but Mr. Dunleavy is tooting the same horn over and over and over again. Ms. Wexler has been an excellent trustee. I have nothing against her. And I think if there was something to be about this, that it would have come up way before tonight's meeting.
It sounds like, quite frankly, an internal party Democrat spat about he's mad at a Democratic event with her and they're fighting, and I don't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole. That has nothing to do with their political whatever he shared.
Any other comments? It was on the last agenda, and it was moved to this agenda.
I think it's also important to note that, by statute, that board must be diversified.
Exactly.
We have to have an even mix. You cannot have an individual, more than 3 individuals, I believe, of the same party, even on there to begin with for the Sussex Tech Board. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's
So,
correct.
I mean, first of all, I don't know why I was bringing up the Democratic Party, it has nothing to do with anything. And like I said, I've never heard anything negative about this individual in her capacity as a, member of the Board of Education, so.
Not that we have any say over it, I think it's totally ridiculous that we have to take in political affiliation into account for these
Appointments to begin
appointments. Totally ridiculous.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, opposed?
Aye.
Aye, ayes, okay. No opposed? We're good. All right. Resolutions. Okay. A motion to adopt resolution A to I.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Freeholder Fantasia?
Yes.
Freeholder Graham?
Yes.
Freeholder Hertzberg?
Yes.
Freeholder Director Yorkman?
Yes. Award bids, contracts, change orders.
The Board of Chosen Freeholders of the County of Sussex has reviewed the award of contracts, change orders, bids consisting of various proposed resolutions and determined that adoption of the said resolutions is in and will further the public interest.
Okay, motion to adopt resolutions A to D.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Okay, just ask one question.
Sure.
Or the discussion. The LSRP, this is addition to the past one, or is this linking us into next year's?
This is the renewal of the LSRP's agreement that will allow them to continue into next year to see through the remediation that's currently underway.
Okay, because I know we voted on this, on another one, just within the last month.
We've actually had two that the board has authorized, which were specific
Location?
projects and dollar amounts. This is simply the agreement that allows them to continue to serve in their capacity as the county's licensed site remediation professional.
Thank you.
Okay. Roll call.
Freeholder Fantasia?
Yes.
Freeholder Graham?
Yes.
Freeholder Hertzberg?
Yes.
Freeholder Director Yorkman?
Yes. There's no bills, the financial November meeting scheduled, so there's no bill list. Personnel resolution, authorizing personnel agenda of November 6th, 2019. Motion to adopt the personnel agenda. Do I have a second?
I'm sorry, can I make the
No,
motion?
I'm sorry, we're going with the motion.
First.
Second.
Okay. Roll call.
Freeholder Fantasia?
Yes.
Freeholder Graham?
Yes.
Freeholder Hertzberg?
Yes.
Freeholder Director Yorkman?
Yes. Administrators report.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Director. We will begin our capital projects review for the 2020 capital improvement program tomorrow morning, lasting all morning up until about noon. I know the director will be there. Unfortunately, with Deputy Director Patillo being under the weather, I was advised just at the beginning of this meeting she will not be able to attend tomorrow. But we will keep the board apprised as we work towards the development of the 2020 capital improvement program. That concludes my report.
Okay. County Council, you have anything?
Nothing for tonight, thank you.
Okay, no unfinished business, no new business, public session from the floor.
Everyone is asked to keep their comments to 3 minutes. Please state your name and print your name and municipality on the sign-in sheet.
Motion open.
Do I have a second? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Anyone wishing to address the Freeholder Board? Please address, come up and speak.
Close.
Take a second.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Reminders, please visit the county website for upcoming meetings for November. Motion to adjourn? We are adjourned.